Well, it's been over 6 months since I got this fancy, awesome couch. And I think you can tell probably from the start of this where this is going. But welcome to techgooch. We're going into the Lovesac Sactional. So, we bought this before Thanksgiving. I fully set it up. I fully did everything. Did the setup video on GeekSmart. And it's been enough time because I can't just do a 2-week test on this. A couch is not something that, if it's good after 2 weeks, yeah, it probably is good. Most electronics are 2 weeks to 3 weeks is a pretty good bet of how it's going to do, for at least for the first year or so. Couches are different. Mechanical things are different. So, I didn't want to get this done within just 2 weeks. I was originally going to do 2 or 3 months, and then things kind of hit a stopping point when the whole COVID-19 hit, and I don't get into my studio as often as I'd like right now. So, but, with that said, this isn't in my studio anyway, right? So, here we are at the end of May, and this is what she looks like. This has been used every day, and of course since COVID hit, my kids are home all the time, and my wife works from home, and this couch gets used a lot. And it's not a couch, it's a Sactional, right? A Sactional is not even a sectional, it's a Sactional, it's different. And when they first came out with this, I remember, boy, it was a long time ago. I remember the first time I saw one at the Mall of America in Minneapolis. I saw it, and I thought, that's awesome. Of course, coming from it's basically the Lego of couches is what you're doing here. You build what you want. You put the covers on that you want in the color that you want. You add the things that you want. You adopt it to your lifestyle and how you want to sit and how you want to have comfort. Now, we had a sectional. Before that, we had a couch and a love seat, which worked great. The sectional, I would never do again, to be honest, a traditional sectional. Hated how they go together. Hated just doing anything with it. You get anything in between, like that. Actually, like if you get some stuff that goes in between the cushions, in between the sections themselves. Oh, cleaning that thing was a nightmare. You had to take the whole thing apart, and it's not something that's easy to take apart, and it takes a lot of room. And then you clean underneath the couch, and even in the sectionals, stuff gets underneath. Like a lot of stuff gets underneath. I have 2 kids, and a lot of stuff that shouldn't be on the couch was always on the couch. Food and candy and everything. And eventually it works its way through the cracks all the way to the floor, and then your floor gets all gross because of it as well. I have dogs. You probably see a lot of dog hair. I've already vacuumed this a little bit, but I wanted to at least leave some on here just so that it gets used. I have 2 huskies, and they shed like the dickens at this time of year. So it's... I just have a Dyson stick vac, and I just vacuum the cushions, which you could obviously think, having the brush bar, it's probably going to wear the fabric down a little bit faster, but I can replace this fabric. That's the fantastic thing about it. Now, we have washed these covers one time. It was a month and a half ago, give or take, that I washed them. Man, they came out looking great. Now, the only cushions I washed were the seat cushions and the back cushions. I did not wash the covers for the arms or for the backs or for the bases. I did not take those off at all. It was, and now when they tell you to wash these, they tell you to wash them on cold with light detergent and do not dry, hang dry, right? Now, it was still cold outside, and I was not about to take these wet cushions and taking them outside. So, I put them in the dryer. Did not heat the dryer. I did a air dry, which it literally took like 3 hours of just tumbling in air, right, to dry these. And once they got to I would say very lightly damp dry, pretty dry, but they were still somewhat wet, I put them on and brought them out, and I called it good. And it worked great. They tell you not to tumble dry them because you don't want them to shrink. And mine did not shrink at all. So yes, you can use a dryer as long as you don't use any heat and you just use the air dry function. It works fine. And I would also say, just don't over dry them. I mean, don't let them go in there for 6-8 hours. Air drying takes time, especially when you have, I did this on 2. So I did half the couch on one and then the rest of the half on the second one. So it turned out pretty good. Now, what are my thoughts? Well, you can tell that I like it, I think. I love this couch. Now, I bought it after looking at it 20 years ago and seeing it and thinking, that's awesome. And maybe it wasn't quite 20 years ago. It was a long time ago, I'll tell you that. After seeing it and really thinking it looked fantastic, it was at least 12 years ago. They're expensive. They're not a cheap couch. And I did not get any special rate. I bought it at the time where they had I think it was 30% off, right? They run sales periodically. Little sales here all the time. And then they offer financing. And they had 30% off with 4-year financing. And so 4-year no interest financing. Perfect. We took it. And we built a large, basically replaces our sectional that we had in here. Now, we actually went a little bit bigger than what our sectional was. So I cannot have an end table here. And so when we actually designed it, I thought, well, why do I need an end table? I'll just buy their tables, right? And we'll put them on the ottoman cushions that we put on here. Why do I need to put that? I'll just buy the drink holders, right? And we got the rounded arms rather than the square arms for the 2 outside edges. And that'll be for our drinks. Now, I'm actually going to add maybe 1 or 2 more of the drink carriers, but not for the arms, for the backs, because the backs are actually the square arms. If you don't want the rounded arms, you can use the square arms, which is the exact same item as back here, right? And so I'm actually going to, I think, put a couple in the middle, so people that are kind of back there can put their drinks behind them. That's what I'm thinking, at least. But the great thing about it is you can grow this couch as you see fit. I can buy one more piece if I want to. I could buy other accessories for this. This is a couch that can mold to any family, any person for that matter. You don't have to make a couch out of it. You can make a chair out of it. A whole bunch of chairs out of it, make it like movie theater style. I can't tell you how many sleepovers this has cured because we can slide it into a big bed. We have 2 ottomans, and so we just slide. I have mine here. We slide the other one here, and it's a big bed essentially. As a family, we watch movies. We slide them in here. All 4 of us will sit on this side of the couch, and we'll all just kind of snuggle together and watch a family movie. It is the couch that I've always wanted, to be honest about it. It really, really is. Is it perfect? It is not perfect. There is no such thing as perfect couch anything. It doesn't exist. You're always trying to find something that fits your lifestyle the best. And in my lifestyle, this is perfect. Almost. One of the things that I didn't like off the get-go, and to this day, still kind of, I can toss and turn a little bit about, but the thing that I also don't like a little bit, I also love, which is kind of crazy, right? So I'm used to having a couch or a sectional with, it's all built together, right? You can't take pieces apart. I can't knock the pillow down. Lovely dog here. This irks me a little bit, right? Having this so you have to put it back. My dogs, when they run against these and kind of jump back off, and you'll come in here and there'll be 3 pillows just laying down on top of the couch cushions, maybe one on the floor or something. And so that kind of gets to you after a while, right? But it's also the thing that is great about it, because I can sit here and I'm relaxing. I'm enjoying this. I can watch a movie. If I'm by myself or maybe with 1 or 2 other people and there's a lot of open, I'll actually grab one of these sometimes and just kind of use it as a pillow, kind of like this. And you can't do that on a standard couch without adding pillows to it. This is part of the couch. This is part of the greatness about this thing. So the little things that even, I live with, even if I couldn't do that, I'd live with it because there's so many other things that I love about this couch. But that is just one of those small things that I get to that are different than what I'm used to. But a great thing, like I said, and one of the things I hate about my sectional is taking it apart could not be easier. I mean, I can take any part of this couch out at any time and clean beneath that one seat without disrupting the rest of the couch. And I probably should show that. Alright, so I'm basically in the middle of my sectional. This is the corner seat here. Corner seat's going to be harder for you to see, so I'm going to use this seat right here. It's right in the middle of the sectional, right? Now, first, there's going to be a lot of hair now. You might be grossed out if you don't like hair on your stuff. If you're another family that have hairy pets that shed. In this case, I have 2 huskies. They shed a ton. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of hair underneath, basically down to the cracks specifically. So get used to that. But I also haven't cleaned it since I washed the covers a month and a half or so ago. And of course it's spring coming into summer. They're shedding like crazy now. So I also wanted to keep it there to show you how easy it is to clean after, all these things happen. Because if you ever clean between the cushions of a couch, it can be a nightmare. So that's it. Just take the back cushions. We can already see a bunch of hair. Just get them out of the way so it's easier to record. So the base cushion here, the seat cushion, right? It does have some Velcro to it. Just light Velcro just to keep it so it doesn't slide around. But it just lifts up. If you need to take the covers off, or you get to them, there's the original cover. You can actually take that cover off too and get all the way down to the foam if you need to. And that's if you need to replace, maybe you have one cushion that you really wore the heck out of, you can replace the foam for each of these cushions as well. All by yourself. You don't have to take it to an upholstery shop or anything. So, this is your base, right? And the bases are built really good. They have these clips that hold the bases together, and it appears as though I didn't put a clip right there. So I have extras of these downstairs. I'll have to grab one and throw it there. I don't know if my kids took it out or if I did last time. Because I did actually remove this corner cushion. That's when I realized how easy it was to do this. So I just made sure to put it back. But that was to get to the power outlet that was behind here to put an outlet extension in. So I have those clips, and typically you'd have one. In this case, I'd have 3 of them, right? Now everything's free. Now there are the shoes down below, that there's wooden pegs that go down into the shoes that make it so it locks together. So even these clips are the secondary one. The clip that actually makes the biggest difference is the one on the back. Otherwise, without it, it does rock a little bit. I have mine against the wall, so it's not as big of a deal. But if it wasn't against a wall, well, it would rock back and forth a little bit. So, I have more hair over here than anything. But I would just take my vacuum and just vacuum this. Not a whole lot under here other than the stuff between the cushions. But if I came back here and let's say I want to do this, I can actually lift this guy straight out and get to the back section back here. A couple wrappers that fell down behind. But that's it. Actually, the floor looks good. There's another wrapper from my kids are great. That said, I could also, just to prove a point, see how this just rocks? Right, I'm not going to remove the whole thing right now. And, well, actually, you know what? Why not? That way I can show you where the feet go, and I can show you where stuff underneath is going to go, right? Stuff that can actually get under right here. This is where you're going to have the stuff. But you could just lift it up like this, vacuum it real quick. Oh, that's from the plate my dogs broke. There's the pen my dog ate. Not really ate, but chewed up. Once they slide back into the shoes, it's the same back here. There's 2 shoes back here for the back piece, and we can just take the back piece, slide it back down, and once it goes into the shoe, once it's even with everything, you know it's in the shoe. Clip there, clip over here, and this just ties them together. I'm going to get another one there, so I'm going to leave the cushion off for now, just to remind me to go get another clip. But that's it. If you don't think that was easy, I don't know what's easy. That's pretty awesome, in my opinion. So, yeah. So, see, I even gained something out of this video. I found a clip I didn't put in, or a clip I didn't put back. one or the other. But yeah, that is the Lovesac Sactional. So I'm gonna put links down below. You can take a peek at these. I'm not an affiliate. I don't earn anything. You can choose to like or hate this couch Sactional. I don't really like calling it a couch, but you know, it's kind of just the term you use, like Kleenex, right? This is a fantastic item for my living room. It really works good. We've already decided that once it gets down to it. Now, I moved my sectional here downstairs from my kids' playroom, and that's their seating arrangement down there now. Eventually, we're going to get rid of it, and we're going to buy another one of these. But we decided that we're going to wait until we get this one paid off before we get our next one. And the nice thing, and there's a few things why. One, we love it. It's more comfortable than our sectional ever was. It's more reliable. There's no doubt that this thing is built like a tank. It is adjustable and easy to clean. And I will tell you how much I hate cleaning that sectional. I hate it. You got to take basically the carpet cleaner to it if you get a stain or something. I take these things off. Now, there were like 3 cushions that had stains on them on here. Not from kids, mainly from the dogs. They'll jump up on here and they'll eat a thing. We don't keep our dogs off our furniture. I understand that I'm sure it's great, but we love them on our laps. We love them all over the place. And they'll love to jump up here and they'll chew on a toy. So these cushions have been put to the test because we have 2 huskies that run on them and chew stuff on them and do everything. And the fabric has kept up really well. Now, this is the Slate Twill, which is one of their cheapest fabrics they offer. And we love it. We really do. But if you get a second one, which we are thinking about getting a second one for downstairs later, then we can bring pieces up. So let's say if my kids have a big sleepover and we want to make this even bigger, we can actually take up a couple bases from downstairs and make this bigger, or opposite, take stuff from down here and move it down there for a big sleepover, right? It's fantastic the way you can do it. Now, I have this side here set in deep mode. So when you actually go to order these, there are 2 different types of backs. So I'll talk about that quick. There is the standard back, which is the same size as the side, same size as everything. You can do everything in standard backs, but everything. See, if you can actually see here, the cushion is actually longer this way and shorter this way on this one. And if I go over to the middle here, it's actually wider but not as deep. This is what's called a deep side, so it's just as wide as the cushion. And if you want to keep your couch in the long realm and you have more than 2, so 3 or more in a row, you have to do what's called a deep side. So this can only be used in this scenario. I can't use this as a side. It only has as a deep back essentially. But they call it a deep side because it's the same thing as a side here. So it takes a deep side cover and a deep side one. This is the only deep side I have on my entire couch. If I was to do anything different in this entire couch, it would be the entire couch put in the deep mode. We have 2 cushions that are not deep. And the reason I did it was because if you have people over, not everybody wants to kind of lounge, right? Because this seat is much bigger. So when I sit here, I'll put this back here, right? I have longer legs, but even if I put my butt all the way back where I'm sitting upright, my feet are kind of off the ground because the edge of the couch is actually past my knees. If I go over to this couch cushion over here, let me show you. So just like the one that we took out, I can go all the way back. My feet are flat on the ground because it's not as deep here. That's what a deep side does. It allows you to take this couch cushion and turn it this way. And so you can actually see this if we look at where I'm sitting next to where my wife sits. You can see how it actually comes out 6 inches and then goes over. This is set in deep mode. This is set in shallow mode. So if you do math in your head good, this is a standard side, not a deep side. It goes from the edge here, goes 6 inches past, and so the arm side butts into it. If I took this, I could take this right now if I wanted to, and turn it 90 degrees. Then this couch cushion is going to be as wide as this back, which means the arm cushion is going to go all the way back to the wall. And you can do that. That's how it's designed. So these sides is you don't get into deep sides unless we get into a 3 or wider scenario, and you want to go in deep mode, right? But the beautiful thing about this is you can change this up, right? If I'm sitting here, and let's say 3 years from now, yeah, you know what? These 2 couch cushions, I want to put everything in deep mode. There's only 2 pieces I have to replace. These backs right here and the one behind me. If I change these 2 backs to deep backs, then I can put the entire couch in deep mode. So that's kind of what we're thinking for the downstairs couch. We'll put everything in deep mode or in shallow mode and swap them, right? It just gives us the capability to do what we want to do with how to do it, right? So if there's anything that I can tell you is if you are anywhere near a Lovesac store, I highly recommend just walking in and seeing it. They're going to have probably 1 to 2 of these Sactional set up. They'll have their Lovesac, like their big foam cushion bags, right? They're kind of like huge bean bags, but not beans, that are awesome as well. We're looking at getting maybe one of those in the future. But you'll be able to see this. They have a nice little modular, like basically toy, magnetic toy that you can put together to build the couch of your dreams, the Sactional of your dreams. And then you'll want to make sure if you go in there and you're serious about it, make sure you have the dimensions of the space that you're going to put it in. So that is the Lovesac Sactional. That is my 15.5 cents worth of information, I guess, on the Sactional. If you have any questions, comments, comment below, share the video, subscribe, like this, head over to techgooch and you can send me a comment directly. If you have any questions about these things, I've now had it for over 6 months. Absolutely ask. You know, if there's one thing that I like, I do like the tables. We bought 2, 1 for each side to basically be the end tables. We do not have end tables on either arms of the couch. Love the end tables. The cup holders are worth their weight, in my opinion. So that's another thing that we love. We would consider getting more of those, like I said in the beginning. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure you watch the setup. It's not a full setup. It's kind of it shows you how things go on at least. But if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll catch you back for a future video review right here on techgooch. We'll see you soon.